Hello, everybody. Everyone wants to know, where is Don? Welcome to Lemon Live at 5. I'm so glad that you are here. I have a lot to talk about. And I just got off of a plane. And I am, just so you know, the reason that we're a little bit late with the live today is because I was in Los Angeles and I flew back. And then I am now at a fundraiser, a fashion show, as a matter of fact, for prostate cancer. And I do this every single year. So I could not miss out on doing this. So I am doing the show, actually, honestly, from the dressing room. So thank you guys for joining and putting up. I have missed really talking to you. I was so tired in the last show, I could barely keep a train of thought. But look, I can't tell you, I guess you guys know, I can't tell you how bad this is. There are people who believe that there is a takeover of OMB that is going around on the internet. The Department of Education is about to go. All of these federal funds are ending. At least they're trying to end them. And Democrats and some folks are fighting back with lawsuits, but it's really not much they can do. And then there's also reporting that the Democrats are not taking opportunities to even go, especially on the media, and fight back and challenge what's happening in Washington and DOGE. So I hate to be a Donnie Downer, but can we just talk? It gets worse. Every single day it gets worse. The fundamental structure, the underpinning, the things that have gotten us here, that is being changed and undermined. And that's not hyperbole. I told you that I wasn't going to bother you guys with every single day, every single development. I'm not giving you every single development. But I have to tell you what's important and what you need to do in order to keep yourself sane and in order to fight back. So if you're joining us, if you're not a member, make sure you become a member. We're going to highlight your comments. I want to talk to you during this program. Also, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, like, and subscribe. And if you are watching us on TikTok or on any of the other social media, on Instagram, make sure you hit the screen, smash the hearts. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm not sure if you guys see the shirt that I have. And I hope maybe you don't. I'll show it to you. This is a shirt that I got because after this, I'm going to another fundraiser that also helps out a very good cause. So it says Lemonation. All right. And so soon we'll be getting our merch. So let's get to the news, though, so that we can catch everyone. How are you guys doing today? Is everybody doing okay? Did everybody hit the thumbs up? Everybody hit the hearts? Everybody subscribed? Everybody a member? I hope that you are. So that we can, thank you. I'm glad that you love it. So we'll talk about this in just a little bit. So let's go through what's going on today. The Trump administration has begun drafting an executive order that would kick off the process of eliminating the Department of Education. The latest move by Donald Trump is swiftly carrying out his campaign promises. And it looks very 2020, Project 2025-ish. Remember, he said he had nothing to do with Project 2025. He's like, I have nothing to do. I don't know anything about it. Same thing he says about people when they get in trouble. He pretends people he's known for a long time that he's appointed. I don't know them. I have no idea. Trump would also push for Congress getting rid of the Department of Education. That move would come in two parts. The order would direct the Secretary of Education to create a plan to diminish the department through executive action. Trump would also push for Congress to pass legislation to end the department, as those working on the order acknowledged that shuttering the department would require Congress's involvement. So they believe that this is illegal. While calls to abolish the department or merge it with another federal agency are not new, the move has historically failed to get support from Congress. Federal funding programs for K-12 schools that help support the education of students from low-income families and children with disabilities, for example, predated the creation of the Department of Education. Okay? So that is where we are today with what's going on in the world. When they get rid of the Department of Education, what does that mean? They want to get rid of public education. What does that mean? That you're going to have to pay for it? What does that mean? Minorities and poor people are going to suffer because many of them can't afford to do this, can't afford a private education or to pay for an education. So they will try to get rid of public schools. Are you down with that? I'm not down with that. I went to a public high school and it was great education. I went to private or Catholic school for elementary and junior high school. And then I went to a public school. It was a change. It wasn't as strict, but the education that I got at least may have even been better. So how are lawmakers in Washington reacting to this? To not only this, but getting rid of USAID that we talked about yesterday. Something that helps millions and millions and millions of people around the world. Have you ever heard of a sore winner? Well, Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, which by the way, falls at the bottom of the scale as it relates to education. He had this to say about USAID and some of the other things that are happening in Washington. Watch.
To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow.
That's why elections have consequences. And for all the people who stayed at home, for all the MAGA supporters who voted for Donald Trump, when you start having to pay for your kids to go to school, then you're going to know something. Then you're going to FAFO, if you know what I mean, because that means it's going to come out of your pockets. That means that you will be paying for it. This is another added expense on top of all of your expenses. The high price of eggs, as you complained about during the election. That was allegedly Joe Biden's fault, but now no one is talking about it when it comes to Donald Trump, and the egg prices are higher. This is an added expense on top of your gas prices, which are higher now, and nobody's talking about it. It was a thing under Joe Biden, but it's not a thing under Donald Trump. And now you're going to have to pay more for it. The folks who are helping to get rid of some of these programs work for the DOGE department. And people are really concerned about DOGE because they say it's not an official government operation. It's not elected officials who are in these jobs. And there are workers in Washington, civil workers, nonpartisan workers, people with knowledge. Some of it's been their career and their calling, and they're being gotten rid of and asked to move on. They're asking them to do it voluntarily, but then if they don't, they're just going to get rid of them. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and it is going around Washington, D.C. And I want to put it up on the screen for you so that you can see it, because I think this is going to be very concerning to you. It was certainly concerning to me when someone sent it. And from the person who sent it, it is a very good source, okay? Let me just tell you that. It needs to be confirmed, okay? It needs to be confirmed. This is not the one that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one that I sent, the Reddit one. And then we'll talk about the competent white men. Okay, so let's take a look at this and let's go through it. And again, this is someone who is deemed to be a whistleblower. And again, not yet fully confirmed, but folks are taking it seriously and they're trying to find out who this worker is. I am a current employee at the Office of Personnel Management, OPM. This is a throwaway account for obvious reasons. I'm posting this because people need to know what's going on at OPM. I've been an OPM employee for nearly a decade and a federal employee for almost 20 years. I have never witnessed anything even remotely close to what is happening right now. In short, now this is what this, again, unconfirmed, but folks in Washington are taking this seriously, and federal and civil workers. In short, there is a hostile takeover of the federal civil service. You are right, she, MC or she, Mac. Holy shit is right. Thank God there's still brave people out there. Yes. But how do you fight this? Let me say this in no uncertain terms. OPM has been compromised and taken over the very backbone of American government, the HR of all HR in the US. Government has been taken over by outside politicals. That is the concern. Is that these are unelected people with no experience in government. Some of them, they're saying, are young people, perhaps the ages of 19 to 24. Joe Leonard says, I received this from a coworker. It's real. Let me say in no uncertain terms, I'm going to read it over. OPM has been compromised and taken over the very backbone of American government, the HR of all HR in the House. Government has been taken over by outside politicals. In just 5 days, they managed to push aside dozens of non-political career civil servants who were there specifically to prevent the civil service from becoming the president's henchmen. They are there specifically to prevent the civil service from becoming the president's henchmen. The current acting director, Charles Chuck Ezell, is a low-level branch chief. He is the friendliest yes man you'll ever meet. He never says no. It's clear they pushed aside all the high-level political civil servants who refused to do Donald Trump's bidding until they found Chuck. Okay, I want you guys to, because you need to know this information. Remember, I told you I'm not going to bombard you with everything that's not important. But if this is indeed true, this is frightening. What is happening in America, says Dindal Ramanrin. What is happening in America? Unvetted, unelecteds, Azalea Bloom is right. And I go on to read. Under his name, they have sent numerous requests to all the agencies to collect information on government employees that they see as a threat to their agenda. Instructions say to send these lists to Amanda Scales, but Amanda is not actually an OPM employee. She works for Elon Musk. Now, that's according to the person who is believed to be a whistleblower, not confirmed. She wasn't even properly cleared by OPM personnel security. Our CIO, Melvin Brown, also a non-political career public servant, was pushed aside just 1 week into his tenure because he refused to set up email lists to send out direct communications to all career civil servants. What the hell are we going to do, says Kev, the creator? It may be a little late. If you guys have any idea, tell me. This is why people were pushing folks to get out and vote for democracy. It may not have been a sexy message, but it is real. Our democracy is under threat now. And you guys know my background. You know I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. But I supported Kamala Harris not because she was a Democrat, but because I believe that she believed in democracy. IVD, we need to be safe. None of this is good. It is not good. And we are going to have to take care of each other. Nana Pants is right. Resist and unite. But we are going to have to take care of each other, and we're going to have each other's backs, and we're going to have a backbone, a spine. We're going to have to draw on our ancestors, the ones who believed in civil rights, the ones who believed in democracy, the ones who believed in helping their fellow man, the ones who believed in a good public education, the ones who believed in civil servants who were non-political. Dale Shand, you're right. Trump, unlike last time, has no guardrails. And quite frankly, I was screaming it from the top of my lungs. And this isn't just going to affect people who didn't support Donald Trump. It's going to affect his own voters as well. Remember what I said. You don't have to remember what I said. Remember what Steve Bannon said. Nikki or Peter, get me the Steve Bannon quote, or do you have the soundbite about, if you can find it, about they're just going to flood the zone with BS? And I told you they're going to flood the zone. You're going to be paying attention to certain things. You're going to be paying attention to this, paying attention to that. In the meantime, behind your backs, they are doing things that affect you, that takes money out of your pocket, that's bad for the future of this country, while you are paying attention to distractions. I'll read this again. Our CIO, Melvin Brown, also a non-political career public servant, was pushed aside just 1 week into his tenure because he refused to set up email lists to send out direct communications to all civil servants. Such communications are normally left up to each agency. Instead, an on-prem, which means on-site, email server was set up. Now, I don't know if you guys remember yesterday when we had our Lemon Legend show, that one of our Lemon Legends said that she believed, it was Kim Page, I said that, she believed that the folks at DOGE were collecting information and data. Okay? Instead of an on-prem, on-site email server was set up, someone literally walked into our building and plugged in an email server to our network to make it appear that emails were coming from OPM. It's been the one sending those various test messages you'll all receive. We think they're building a massive email list of all federal employees to generate mass RIF notices down the road. Do you guys understand what is going on? Do you guys understand what's going on? Thad, this is true. They've taken over the 5th floor of OPM. It's in Wired's reporting as well. Get me the Wired's reporting, guys. Get me the Wired's reporting. We're going to report this out. This is a 5-alarm fire. You need to call your lawmakers and tell them that they need to pay attention to this, because this is outrageous. Again, I'm not going to flood you with BS. I'm going to just tell you the things that you need to know. And this is what you need to know. Do we have Steve Bannon?
Here's the Wired article, but I do have Steve Bannon, yeah.
Okay, let me finish reading this note. And then you can get me thank you very much, Andy. The non-political civil servants here at OPM are watching helplessly as our government is being systematically dismantled bit by bit. Remember? Threat to democracy? Oh, that's not whatever. He's never going to do that. That's my man. He's just so authentic and he does. Okay. You effed around and you found out. Even the IGs are being fired to prevent them from investigating the numerous whistleblower complaints we have filed. Please share this and tell the world that OPM is not the bad guy. We're just as helpless to stop this as the rest of our fellow public servants. Hopefully, someone out there can help us, but it is looking pretty grim. Lemon heads, Lemon Nation, I need you to call your elected officials in Washington. I need you to contact them and show them this, because they need to fight back. And that is the only thing that you have right now. Can you give me your word that you are going to act? Because otherwise, we're all doomed. Andy, get me, please, Steve Bannon right now. so I can show the folks.
Got it ready.
Thank you.
I said, all we have to do is flood.
This is what they're doing. Go back to the beginning, Andy. This is what they're doing. So this is one I'm telling you to pay attention to, but this is what they're doing. Just to reiterate that I'm not lying to you. Here it is.
I said, all we have to do is flood the zone. Every day we hit them with 3 things. They'll bite on one and we'll get all of our stuff done. Bang, bang, bang. These guys will never be able to recover.
4 years later, that's still the strategy.
And Jen Psaki is right. Thank you, Jen Psaki, for reporting that and finding that soundbite. And 4 years later, here we are. Here we are 4 years later. Let's look at the Wired reporting. We're talking about the important stuff. I want to know how you feel about this. Federal workers sue to disconnect DOGE server. There you see it. So the folks who are saying that this is real, apparently, I guess it is because they're suing. Let's read this and go through this reporting so that you know why you have to take up action. And when I say take up arms, I don't mean physical arms. Federal employees are seeking a temporary restraining order as part of a class action lawsuit accusing a group of Elon Musk's associates of allegedly operating an illegally connected server from the 5th floor of the U.S. Office of Personnel Management's OPM headquarters in Washington, D.C. Unelected, non-government officials Democrats. What are you doing? Deanne Williamson says, I call every day. What do they say to you, Deanne? The courts are not moving fast enough, or the court is not moving fast enough. Angela Donnelly, if it was connected, it's too late. Now, on government computers and systems and websites, you're not supposed to connect outside things. An attorney representing 2 federal workers, Jane Doe's 1 and 2, filed a motion this morning arguing that the server's continued operation not only violates federal law, but is potentially exposing vast qualities of government staffers' personal information to hostile foreign quantities, through unencrypted email. Now, are you still okay with your information being out there? Are you okay with this? It's saying where it was filed in the District Court of the National Security Counselors in Washington. Wired previously reported that Musk had installed several lackeys in OPM's top offices, including individuals with ties to XA1, Neuralink, and other companies he owns. Oligarchs, billionaires, powerful people, no governmental experience. Brooke McLymond, you're right. Oh, her emails, Hillary's emails. She has her own server, the bleach bit and all of that, which turned out to be nothing. And when they said they found nothing, that ends up on page 47 of the paper instead of the front. Why aren't people screaming from the rooftops with this? We have the power. We have to figure out what we can do. We have to come up with a plan. We have the power. I don't even know where to go on this reporting. This is frightening. And I cannot believe that this isn't the breaking news on every single channel, on every single everything. I'm sure they're discussing it, but not enough. But not enough. How do you guys feel about this? Let me see that. Do we have any other reporting on this? Or is that it?
That's it so far.
A 25-year-old with ties to Elon Musk has direct access to a federal payment system. Frightening. Young, inexperienced people, engineers aiding the DOGE's takeover of the government. And you guys and people were worried about TikTok? And you guys were worried about TikTok. I feel scared, says Lizzie Beth. I hate to scare you, but this is the actual truth. What are we going to do? Frightened, says Jazz and Laughter. Definitely not enough. It's been business as usual, says Kathleen Chapman. Tina Lucille, I'm so stressed and upset I can't even sleep anymore. Abel says disgusted. The 25th Amendment, says Hughes. Shaking in my boots. You can't be scared. Or at least if you are, you can be scared. I can't tell you how to feel. But if you are, you cannot be frozen. You cannot be frozen. These are the important things that are worth pointing out to you. And I hate to report these things and then tell you like I don't know what the solution is, except for what? For calling your officials and demanding they do something. Hakeem Jeffries, right now, listen.
It's unfortunate that many of our Republican colleagues are determined to stand up a shadow government of the billionaires, by the billionaires, and for the billionaires that will stick it to the American people. That's what's driving much of the behavior on the other side of the aisle. Because at the end of the day, my House Republican colleagues are determined to pass massive tax cuts for their billionaire donors and wealthy corporations and then stick working class Americans with the bill by doing things like ending Medicaid as we know it. We won't stand for it. We will push back against it. And because we're confident that the American people are on our side, we will stop it.
You can come in and do what you have to do. Hi, the guys are here. They're ready. They're calling me. I'm in the middle of the show, guys. I'll be done in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so listen. Hakeem Jeffries is at least talking about it. He's at least doing something about it. But not enough people are fighting back. Now, and I got to tell you, not enough Democrats. I wonder where the Democrats are. You had Chris Murphy, who was out there. You have some folks who are out there. Hakeem Jeffries, but I don't know if they're fighting hard enough, and I don't know if it's too late. As a matter of fact, CNBC said something very revealing about the Democrats. I believe it was today. At least I know it was this week. Watch.
It seems from the outside, at least, that the Democrats are still kind of licking their wounds from this last election, the results, trying to figure out how to put together a response. I will say it's been difficult for us at times to get Democrats to come on the program to talk about it. Yesterday, we were turned down by several senators to respond to any of these things. So it kind of seems as if you all are looking around trying to figure out what the response will be. Is that an accurate representation?
You know, there's some real truth in that, and here's why. What Trump is doing is lawless. He doesn't have the authority to do this. That limit of law that has always been something that presidents, Republican and Democrat, have always respected. You had with Trump that unilateral impoundment of money.
Okay, stop, please. This guy's talking, no offense to Senator Peter Welch. But what he's talking about is the problem. He's describing the problem instead of describing the solution. And yes, they are lawless. And yes, okay, you cannot sit around all day and lick your wounds. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure, and I want to thank all of our people who support us. Bridget Alfold, thank you for your support of independent media. I really appreciate your support. That's how we stay on, through your subscriptions, through your memberships, and your generosity. So thank you so much. Our members, our Our subscribers are going up, but we got to keep them going up. Remember, you guys, you got to give me my birthday present on March 1st to get at least 500,000 subscribers by then. Thank you, Elba Rodriguez, for your generous support of independent media. Just one last thing that I want to show to you, okay? And just remember, when I show you this, that every single, almost unanimously, Democrat voted for Marco Rubio. And look who Marco Rubio appointed. Show the people what Marco Rubio appointed. This is a person who's going to be the Undersecretary of Diplomacy, Darren J. Beatty. This is what he tweeted on October 4th of 2024. And remember, Democrats voted for him. Competent white men must be in charge if you want things to work. Unfortunately, our entire national ideology is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. And now that man is the Undersecretary of Public Diplomacy, and Democrats overwhelmingly voted for him. Are you feeling me, people? Are you feeling me? No one else is going to report on that. Independent media is doing a good job. We need your support. We need you to help keep us strong so that we can reporting these things. Wired is doing a great job, but I doubt that you're hearing this on the other networks in a way that is not influenced by what comes from the top. And quite frankly, from some of the billionaires who may be really, I believe, okay with what's going on. So please, guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get the membership. And I got to cut my time short because I'm taking the lead tonight in this. We're trying to stop prostate cancer in men. I do it every single year. And so I'm kicking off the show and I'm closing the show. And then I'm going to another thing to raise money for charity. So thank you, guys. I hope you like this. We're getting our merch soon. That is our elimination. And I love you for watching. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.